Today we'll talk about protagonism. Actually, what protagonism is and what it can do for you. So there are a lot of people who are stuck in their life. They do not understand what to do. If you want to do something, if you want to reach somewhere, the first thing you have to have is clarity of what you want to do, what you want to achieve. And most people don't have clarity. So the people who don't have clarity, I have come up with this idea of protagonist. Actually, I discovered this idea 3 to 4 years ago when I was not clear about what I wanted to do. So simply I asked myself a question that what should I do? And I came up with no answer. But I wanted to do something. I wanted to improve my life. I was not happy with wherever I was. I was not satisfied. I was not in good health condition. I did not have money and everything else. So I decided to go on a journey of discovering what should I do and how should I make whatever I want to make and how should I improve my life. And one thing is sure, when you ask a question very deeply, intentionally, then the answer comes automatically. It's because you don't ask a question clearly, the answer would never reveal itself. So then I came up with this idea of protagonism. Simply, it's about the way you lead your life on the basis of your terms. Means you are the one who is going to decide what will happen with your life. So even though you are not clear about what you want, but if you ask yourself a question, what is protagonism? And when you ask what is protagonism, the answer comes, it's about leading your life on your own terms. So what does it really mean by leading your life in your own terms? So we are always inspired by good reasons, good life, good situations, good conditions, and great people. So when you think about this idea, you need to ask yourself, who are the people or who were the people in the past who were the protagonists of their life? And the time you ask this question, you would come up with some names that everybody talks about. All the great philosophers, great leaders, great people, these all people, everybody created their life on their own term. They went through certain situations, they went through atrocities, pain, but then because they had the idea of being somebody who can control his life and actions and live a life, they had the idea of a life that they want to live. And so, when you ask yourself the right question of who were the protagonists of their life, you'll get some names. And everybody knows about it. So, when you get their names, when you know their names, you have to ask yourself what were the qualities, what were the mental models, what were the skills that led them to become the protagonist of their life. So when you ask this question and when you go and read about them, like take example of Abraham Lincoln, take example of APJ Abdul Kalam, take example of Benjamin Franklin and even great sport people. These people had some qualities. So you have to ask yourself, what qualities did they have? How did they do it? And when you read about them, you'll come to understand that they were different. They were not like herd. They did not have herd mentality. They would not think about everybody else in the society. They had different kind of mindset. They had different kind of thinking. They had different kind of desire. And then they took different kind of action. And then they became what they became. So in life, you have to ask yourself, when you read them, you'll understand what are the qualities that are important. What are the mental models? Mental models actually a way of thinking about something, a particular thing, and skills that you need to survive in this world. So when you ask yourself, you'll come up with some answers that, okay, these are the things I need to do to be a protagonist. Like if you read all the scientists, all the leaders, all the philosophers, they have one thing in common. They had curiosity. They all have curiosity. They would ask different questions. They would ask questions about everything. They do not follow the authority blindly. They ask themselves deep question about why something happens. They want to understand it. They want to know it. They do not accept whatever it is. If you are born in a society where everybody is mediocre, then you cannot get the right answer from those people. So then you have to ask right question from everybody, from yourself, whatever you are doing. And when you ask right question, you'll get the right answer. And most of the time, you cannot find the right answers around you. So you have to go and look it up in a book. So the first quality that you need to develop is curiosity. You must have curiosity. If you don't question, you will never make something new. Suppose everything, you can think about everything that we have got from the great people. The idea of democracy, the idea of an invention, the discoveries, the new perceptions and thoughts, ideation and all, these all happened because of curiosity. So if you want to be a protagonist, the first thing that you need to care about is to question everything. You don't have to be attached with the thought process, with a ritual, with a degree or a course or what everybody is doing, but you have to question everything. The second quality, if you see, they have is they have courage. And I can tell you, it is the most important quality that you can develop. If you don't have courage, despite having all the abilities, you cannot succeed. The courage to speak, the courage to speak for yourself, the courage to speak for others, the courage to say what is right, the courage to do what is right, even though you're afraid deep within. You are very afraid. You're scared, but you have the dare to do the thing that you need to do. Otherwise, you will never be able to do something new. So, the first quality is curiosity. Second is courage. Third is self learning. You have to be a person who learns by himself, by different sources. You cannot rely on a degree or a course to become smart, to become different, to become creative. So, you have to have the ability to learn things by yourself. And it is the most difficult things. In the beginning, when you go to learn something from yourself, it's going to be very, very boring. You will not be able to sit for 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours because you have to do it. But slowly you develop those qualities inside you. You slowly start to learn things that you want. In the beginning, you have to start small. But as you proceed, as you work on yourself, after some time, the knowledge that you have will compound itself, and then you'll be able to learn things faster. So there are many more qualities. You have to ask to be a protagonist, what are the qualities that I need to develop within myself? And when you get the answer, you just write it down somewhere that these are the qualities I need to become a protagonist of my life. The qualities that you want, not what other people are telling you. You have to ask yourself, and everybody, no matter who they are, deep within, they know that they want to do something. They want to be somewhere. So when you ask some question about like, what kind of qualities do I need to improve? You'll get the answer. You have to see who are the people you admire, who are the people you look up to, respect, and then take all the qualities of those people and try to instill those qualities one at a time in yourself. If you see, like if you come to know that reading is a good habit, then you have to learn to read. If you think writing makes you creative, you have to go and learn to write. Whatever the qualities it is, it's up to you. If you're a sport person, if your protagonist is a sport person, and if you want to become a sport person in the future, and if you have a vision of that, so you have to ask yourself, what are the qualities that this person would have? The protagonist that I'm looking for, what qualities do this person have? Everybody, no matter what field they are coming from, they can ask themselves the right question. And then when you come to know what qualities you need, what qualities, as I told, qualities, mental models, and skills you need, once you come to know that, you just have to avoid everything else, eliminate everything else. And from The time you know what are the qualities of a protagonist, what are the things you need to do to be a protagonist. From that time, you are going to ask yourself one question. When you have to make a choice, like every moment, we have two choices. Every moment, we have two choices. One choice, which is easy. One choice, which is painful. So you have to ask yourself, in this moment, what choice should I make? It can like you have to scroll your phone or you have to read something, a great book about somebody great. It's about eating the junk food or it's about going to the gym, eating the right food. It's about spending time with the losers, the people who cannot uplift you, or it's about spending time in the company of those people who are talented, who are capable. So every moment you have a choice. And when you have decided your own protagonist and the qualities and the skills and mental models of that person, now from this moment, every time you have to ask yourself one question: do the protagonist that I want to create will do the same that I'm doing right now, I'm going to do right now? If the answer is yes, do that. If the answer is no, don't do that. And everybody should do this exercise. Ask yourself, just go take a diary and take a week. At least take a week. I would tell you, if you have time, take a month to think about it. And then ask yourself, do some introspection, ask yourself some deep question, that what kind of quality do I want to instill? What kind of life do I want to live? What kind of person I want to become? Your character, your personality, the talent that you want to have. If you want to be a good communicator, if you want to be a good sport person, if you want to have a good physique, if you want to learn to write, if you want to become creative, if you want to become an artist, you have to ask yourself this question. And then you don't have to listen. You don't have to listen to anybody. Once you start focusing on yourself, developing those qualities that you know is right for you to be a protagonist, then from that time, your focus will be on those qualities. And apart from that, everything is a noise. Everything is a distraction. You cannot do multiple things at the same time. So when you have clarity, actually only clarity produces right action. If you don't have clarity, your action cannot be right. So if you want to take right action, if you want to take action, and if you think that it should not take a lot of effort, then you have to have clarity. People who do not have clarity just distract, wander, drift. So you must come out with the clarity. And when you do that, you'll find yourself in a different mindset. You'll become a different person. It's not going to happen tomorrow. If you give it 3 to 6 months or a year, then you'll find yourself developing, yourself improving, yourself turning into a person that you respect. And that not only you respect, but that person will be respected by everybody. So it is you who have to decide, nobody else. Is it clear or not?